Hey guys, it's Frank Cryptis, brawling, not brawling. Can talk to you guys about something. I have not posted in a very, very, very long time. Um, the honest reason is because, I kind of lost interest in the games I was playing on this YouTube channel, and, I just wanted to invest in other things. Yeah, just play leisurely, stuff like that. Okay, I'm not going to get into that right now. Main thing is, I'm going to be transforming this YouTube channel into from a gaming channel to kind of like a movie critic channel. I'll just be commenting on movies, um, yeah, stuff like that, basically. Okay. Yeah, so I'm mostly gonna do Marvel because I watch those movies the most, but I'm also gonna do some other ones. So it's gonna be in the regime. So Marvel movies are gonna be the main thing, and it's like a lot of Marvel movies out there. So yeah, it's like I can talk about a lot of stuff, and especially the most recent movies it's like No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, and also the series, Captain America and the Falcon, the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Moon Knight, the latest one, and the coming one, Miss Marvel. Yeah, alright. Just found out that I'm filming this wrong. Was it the intro, then the actual Cryptis YT intro, and then it's the explanation. It's fine. Yeah, so I guess my first piece is gonna be on the last episode of Moon Knight. Alright. Okay. Here's the deal. I take literature as a subject, so I guess that's gonna help me when I'm commenting on the movies. So yeah. And the last episode of Moon Knight has a lot of literature in it. Like everything has a lot of literature in it. Okay, but the thing with movies is that you can use the literature to direct in a certain way to convey the literature. So I guess we're gonna be commenting on that the most. And there's a lot of that in the last episode of Moon Knight. So that's gonna be it in this video. Yeah. Besides that, I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty much covered everything. Alright. I hope that you guys can find a way to appreciate this. I mean, I did film that short film, Fulminaire. You guys are commenting on it. some uh, some comments that I don't really like to read. But it's fine. I'm pretty proud of that video. So I'm pretty proud of that film. So yeah. Yeah. I'm just stalling right now. Alright. Bye guys. Alright, hello. So hope you like that intro. Moving on. All these numbers here are basically going to be all the scenes that we're going to be watching in Moon Knight, except 24, 46 to 31. That's basically the whole fight scene between Harrow and Moon Knight together with the gods. But as a token or something, I'm gonna let you guys watch 26, 38 to 28, 12. Alright? And the other scenes, well, I'm gonna be showing you. Okay? Yeah, let's get into it. 14, 18.
Boss, we're dead?
It's the hearts. They are full.
Can you send word?
Okay, so as you saw, the hearts, they aren't full. Like, basically, um, what's played there is you guys know that Steven and Mark, they basically split personalities, and in the previous episode, the hearts weren't full because, in my theory, the hearts weren't full because basically, Steven and Mark are two very contrasting characters. Like, there's like a bit of like symbolism here, if you guys know what symbolism is. I think Steven was wearing a black shirt when Mark was wearing a white shirt, just like two very opposite colors, basically showing how different the two characters are. Mark is a very dark person, when Steven is a very bright person. Alright, and these two contrasting personalities being combined together to form one whole character, Moon Knight and Mr. Knight, well, it's like it's gonna be a bit awkward, if you know what I mean, and that's why the hearts aren't full in a sense. Yeah. The next scene will be 49 to 55. Okay.
Mark, you've got this. What if I'm you? Means I've got this too.
Okay, so 455 basically shows how Steven actually got the strength to save Mark from one of those basically opponents. I kind of forgot what they are. Uh, what this basically shows is that Steven finally realizes that he is, well, he was Moon Knight and Mr. Knight together with Mark, and since Mark can fight and do all these like very nice combat stuff, Mark has finally realized that he can do the same things Mark can, and Mark can do the same things Steven can. Okay, it just takes a little bit of believing in themselves to do it. That's practically it. The next scene will be 235 to 243. 235 to 243. Okay.
I'm sorry it had to be this way. Mark Spector. Stephen Grant. Whoever else might be in there.
Okay. So this basically shows, this is actually introducing the other character in the comics, Jake Lockley, who is actually also shown in the post-credit scene in this episode. Harold basically wants to try to show how chaotic people with split personalities can be, especially maybe in this episode, because there can be more than just two personalities, Mark and Steven, in this body. Okay, like Harold believes that there are more split personalities in the body of Mark and Steven. That's why it says whoever else might be in there. Okay, yeah, I'm basically referring to Jake Lockley. The next scene will be 7:12 to 7:26.
It's Mark who's telling you to stop. What the hell is this? He's dead. And I'm trying to through dead people right now. So what? Listen, Harrow is too powerful for you to stop him alone. If he can return to life.
What do you mean, return to life?
Okay, so what did we mean by return to life? For the whole conversation is about how Layla can return Mark and Steven back to life, and this is also done by Goddess Tawaret. when she talks through a dead person. Basically, like, in a way, even though it's not actually working, as you can see, Tuareg basically wants to, in a way, convince Layla that people can be brought back to life, since a dead person is technically talking to her. Even though it's Gora's Tuareg, the dead person is technically talking to her if you look at it just from a visual method, right? I mean, if you were Layla, you see a dead person talking to you, but it's actually a goddess, but it's the mouth of the dead person's moving. So it's basically giving Layla a sense of hope that uh, Mark and Steven can be brought back to life, since a dead person was talking to her about them bringing back to life. Yeah, it's not a very strong point, but it's a point. So yeah, this is 7 to 7:26. Now we'll be doing 10:07 to 10:53. 10:07 to 10:53.
I understand. I had hoped my penance might correct my imbalance, but I see now that's impossible. I accept the scales regardless of the outcome.
They lack balance because of what lies ahead of you.
Then we must spare the world the pain I will cause. I willingly submit.
What lies ahead of you is your service to me.
How may I serve you in death?
Your death is delayed. I once relied on a servant whose scales balanced perfectly. In exchange, I was bound to stone for 2,000 years.
I have disciples all over the world.
Okay, this is a conversation between Amit and Harrow. Now, okay, this is a bit complicated, maybe. Uh, Basically, Amit is telling Harrow that he's just like the people that Harrow executed when he was the leader of that cult. Arthur's, and right there. Arthur's scales unbalanced, which means that he or himself is chaotic while he was. So he's basically a hypocrite in a way, because his skills themselves are unbalanced, and he's been killing people whose skills are unbalanced, so technically he should be killing himself. And right now he actually offers his death to Amit as a service to yeah. But Amit, okay, she's also this basically conveys how the avatar is technically Harrow, who is a hypocrite, can also be resulting from the god being a hypocrite, the goddess or god, I'm not really sure. Because why is Ahmed a hypocrite? Because she clearly punishes people whose skills are unbalanced, either because they have committed something wrong in the past, they have just committed something wrong in the present, or they will commit something wrong in the future. Alright? And in this case, Ahmed accuses Harrow of doing something wrong in the future, which is his service to her. So shouldn't she kill Harrow, even though there's something wrong he's gonna do is as a service towards her? She should still kill him, but she does not. Okay, because, well, she needs an avatar, and she owes her gratitude. That's from a scene that I did not show, but it was just a few seconds before this one. Okay, so it shows how flexible Amit is on her rules, and it also shows how she is clearly the antagonist, because at least Khonshu is consistent, right? If he wants to break the rules, he'll constantly break the rules. If he wants to follow the rules, he'll constantly follow the rules. Khonshu has the sense of consistency, while Ahmed clearly does not, because he will have the flexibility when it comes to her benefit. Yeah. The next scene will be 1317 to 1323. Yeah, 1317 to 1323. Sorry, 1317 to 1323. Okay.
The scales are balanced. Your heart is full. Your journey is over.
It's so quiet.
The peace you've always wanted but never had. You're manifesting it.
Yeah, so this scene basically reiterates the earlier scene where their hearts weren't full, but now they are because one of the contrasting characters, Steven, in this scene is dead from the sandstorm. Yeah, so since one of the contrasting characters is gone, there's only one there's only one character that Moon Knight has to stick to, and that's why the hearts are full because now the actions committed by the person is consistent. Mark, who is a dark person and is only dark in this body, no light, which is associated with Steven. Yeah. The next scene will be 1530 to 1640.
Steve. Looking pretty rough, man. I don't know if you can hear me. From the moment you arrived. Way back then, we were so young. You saved me. I survived because I knew I wasn't alone. You were always there, alive, full of hope. And I tried to protect that, and I failed. I couldn't protect you. But you didn't abandon me. You didn't abandon me. And all that field back there was looking pretty good. There's no way in hell I'm gonna abandon you. You are the only real superpower I ever had.
Okay, so that's the 1530 to 1640. Basically, the conversation between dead but not technically dead Steven and Mark. Mark had just returned from the Field of Reeds, which is basically heaven in a sense, and then Steven is stuck in the duat, the sandstorm, the desert, after saving Mark. So what the point of this scene is to basically portray how developed Mark and Steven's relationship is. Okay, like at first they used to argue a lot when their lives started to bleed, technically bleed into each other. But now like Mark has finally realized how much Steven has done for him instead of how much Mark has done for Steven. Mark now realized how much Steven has done for him. In the previous episode, it was told to us that Mark's mother used to blame him for the death of her other son, Mark's brother. Okay, and in a reaction to Mark's mother's constant hatred, Mark had created Steven Grant, the split personality. So, uh, basically, what Mark's trying to say from this point is that Steven is the one who protected him from all that loneliness and sadness and devastation. And if it weren't for Steven, Mark wouldn't even be the avatar of a god. Okay, because even though in even though it's not really such an honor in this series, if you were the avatar of a god, then it would be such an honor. So if it weren't for Stephen, Mark wouldn't even be successful enough to have this honor, to be a mercenary. So uh yeah, so if it weren't for Stephen, none of this would have happened, and that's why Mark calls Stephen the only superpower he actually ever had. And now, if you actually think about this, Taweret said that their hearts are now full. But since Mark has finally realized that Stephen was the only superpower he ever had, Mark does not care whether the hearts are full. He does not care whether there will be an inconsistency in his actions, since he'll be bringing Stephen, a contrasting character, back into his life. Okay, that's how much Mark has that's how much Mark loves Stephen as a brother, okay. uh yeah, so much he loves Stephen as a brother so much that he was actually willing to die, which he did, to be with Stephen. Yeah, okay, so that is 1530 to 1640. Now this whole fight scene, as I said, I will not show you. Basically it's the fight between the avatars and the gods. Okay, so a little bit about this. I'm not going to show the whole scene to you because it's already a pretty long video. Yeah, okay, so what's it about is basically how well, I mean, obviously it's a fight scene. Most superhero series does not have a fight scene, but there's also a connection where when Khonshu is constantly struck by Ahmed, Moon Knight will also be weakened, and Harrow will take advantage of Moon Knight's weakness. So this also portrays a connection between the gods and the avatars, okay, as like a kind of like a parent-child relationship where the child learns from the parents. So this was actually shown earlier through the conversation between Harrow and Ahmed, okay, the hypocrisy. And in this case, the thing that's learned is actually the weakness, because Khonshu was weak, too weak to actually strike Ahmed. And so when Khonshu showed his weakness to Ahmed, in a way, Moon Knight was also showing weakness to Harrow. Ahmed was taking advantage of this weakness, and same thing for Harrow, taking advantage of Moon Knight's weakness. So that's basically a relationship between the gods and the avatars, a parent-child relationship kind of connection. Okay, and there was also more of an introductory to Jake Lockley, the third personality of Moon Knight, where Harrow basically had Mark dead to rights, but after Mark's blacked out, Jake Lockley basically took over. And how is this portrayed? Basically, you've now seen how Mark and Steven can switch in between them. Like, Mark can easily just switch to Steven, realizing it, and Steven can easily switch to Mark, realizing it. Like, they can communicate with each other now without having to split up, in that cycle. And this does not happen whenever Jake Lockley takes over, because Mark blacked out and then got back in his he got back in reality again. It basically portrays that Jake Lockley is basically kind of a third wheeler in the trio Mark, Steven, and Jake Lockley. And yeah, they have yet to discover Jake Lockley. Okay, so a bit of a token: 26 to 38, 28 to 26, 38 to 28, 12. I'm going to be showing you the fight scene. Okay, sorry, wait, it's 26, 38, yeah.
Why fight, knowing you will fail?
Because it is my choice. very thing you take away.
I'm really jazzed about showing you these new skill sets we have.
Alright, show me what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so basically the fight scene. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sorry about my reflection. I can see it. Sorry about the reflection wearing a bright white shirt. I hope that didn't inconvenience you. Okay, now finally the doctor scene.
So what? This is what reality looks like?
The imagination is very real. This chair, the desk, the light, were all first created in the imagination.
But do you believe that Khonshu and Ahmed are real?
Do I? No.
What if we disagree, Doc?
No.
What if we believe something different?
Then our work here continues.
For how long?
How long is a piece of string?
Yeah, you see that, don't you? Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it.
Why am I bleeding?
Yeah, I don't think you know as much as you think you do. And, well, it is tempting to accept your diagnosis, Doc. We'd rather go save the world. Let's go, guys.
So that's the doctor scene. Okay, a bit of things in there. The first thing is how how basically Marvel Studios makes Harrow the therapist, I think, the therapist for Mark and Steven. Basically, why they made Harrow their therapist is because this is a way of showing that Mark and Steven were learning from their enemy, Harrow. Like, you know the saying, know thy enemy? You can only beat the enemy if you know the enemy. So this is their way of knowing the enemy. Mark and Steven are actually learning from Harrow, in their therapist, okay? So that basically confirming their theories of how Harrow is the main antagonist of the show. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's about it. Okay. And then the second thing about how Harrow's feet start to bleed. Now, if you do remember, the very, very first scene in the first episode of the series, it was seen how Harrow would put glass, crushed glass, on the sole, in his shoes, and then he will wear his shoes and then walk with the glass piercing his feet. So, Harold was fine with it. Okay, he was not really bleeding or anything, basically showing that he's not guilty in a sense. Okay, the blood basically being the sign that he's guilty. So in the first episode, he was not bleeding, which basically showed that Harold did not think he was guilty, or it was not confirmed that Harold was guilty. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, yeah. So, but in this scene, Harold's feet start to bleed because they finally beat Ahmed. They finally beat Harold, and the whole world knows. Even the gods of the other gods and the other avatars know that Harold is guilty, and so that's why the blood, him bleeding is basically a sign that everyone knows he's guilty now, not just Khonshu, Mark, and Stephen. Yeah. Alright, so that's actually about it for this video. Thank you for watching. It's really long video now. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and have a new perspective on how Marvel Studios films their series, and well, I'm going new perspective on the show Moon Knight. Alright, I'll be doing, really sorry about this. Yes, sorry about that. So yeah, I really hope you get a new perspective on the series Moon Knight, and I'll be doing further commentations on these kinds of films. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye guys.
I need you to listen, I need you to hear.